I'd like to call this to order again and ask for approval of the minutes.
So
Did you
moved.
all get the minutes and things?
We don't get that.
I do, I'm sorry.
She doesn't share them with me, but
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't share them.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed
Figured you
or
were there. You
abstentions?
didn't need-
Very good. So, Steve, do you want to start off, or Mike? How do you want to do this?
Well, let me do something that's simple as a first order of business.
Always like
I have owed you a tentative agreement on national board certification. I don't have enough copies for all of your folks.
that's fine.
I'll give you 2 copies. I'll give you 3. And then we had also reached a tentative agreement on one other provision, and reviewing my notes that we haven't signed off on.
Okay. Yep.
Oh.
Here, I can give you one of
Mike
these.
has extras of both of those.
Can you pass that down?
So it's the, just so you guys know, one of them is the National Board Certification, and the other one is the emailed copies of the minutes to the president, so. All right, so we'll sign off on those and get those back to you guys. So do you want to dive into salary, or do we want to like go through any other business before?
Why don't we start with salary, and then maybe
Okay.
we will have to, take a look at it.
Yep.
And then we can come back
Yeah,
and,
I thought we were going to be getting something before the meeting. We didn't get anything before this meeting. And
So I think within the last meeting, I said I was going to try and do it, but one of the things is we worked it up this weekend, and then I wanted to share it with everybody here to have that discussion and get everybody on the same page. So we met at 3:30 and went over it.
Okay.
And just to make sure everybody was on the same page. So you can take a copy of that.
is it one page? Mike?
It's one page, and I stapled it. Apparently, I stapled it in the incorrect position, so I've been scolded on my stapling. So I apologize for that.
Maybe you'd like to just go over.
Yeah, so I'll talk you through what we were thinking, and then you guys can look. The first page is just where we're currently at in the 2016-2017. So this is our current salary, scale. In the average salary and the total cost, and based on the total teachers of 344, which I think is what we got from you guys last week. One of the things that we appreciated from your grid from last week was the recognition of dropping that first step and kind of boosting up the starting salary a little bit. We changed the base salary. We've changed our proposal. I think originally we presented 3.5 plus step. We've now done an all-inclusive 3.5. And one of the things that we also did was we kept a straight grid going. We didn't amend the grid with $1,000. We just did a typical step, and added step 20, but made it a full step down at the bottom. So we took away a step in year 1, and we added a full step to the bottom, and you can see like the cost breakdown for that first year. Year 2, we stuck with the 3.5. Okay, sorry. Yep.
Stop you for just a second. Sure. Mike. So for FY17,
On the first page, you're saying?
Yep.
Yep.
Step 3, BA is 36,331.
Right.
And step 4 is 37,861, right?
Right.
So when I go over For FY18, it looks like you increased the base.
Correct, it's up on the top, yep. We increased the base salary, yes.
The hidden,
Okay, by what percentage?
So we're up to 33,514, see it up on the,
Yeah?
yeah,
so it's a .046?
well, $300 or so?
Yeah.
And based on the
Yes.
fact, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so you increased the base, and then you dropped a step.
Right. Do you want me to keep going, or?
Let me just make some notes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So then in FY, so we did drop that first step in FY 18, and we added a step to the bottom, and the total new money was 3.5%. Down in FY 19, we did not add a step to the bottom. We left it at 20, but we did take away another step, because one of the things that we were trying to do is recognize that our surrounding districts right now in FY 17 start at about $40,000. You know, Arlington, and this is before negotiations. FY 17, they're at 39.5 right now. So for us to try to get to where they are in 2 years, you know, kind of makes sense for us. We are well below where those kind of neighboring districts are beginning. So we thought we had to drop another step. We didn't. We added a little bit more to the base again to begin FY 18 at $40,290 at a bachelor's degree. And again, we just rolled out the same. It's a 3.5% all-inclusive increase. And then we were pushing for a 3-year, you know, deal. And so we added what the third year would look like for us. We did not eliminate anything as far as the steps go. Those are the same kind of starting point with an adjusted base that we started in FY 19, but we did add a top step to the FY 20 budget, or proposal, I should say, leaving us at 73,788 for the very top, which, as of right now, FY 17 in Arlington, their max is 73,356. So we're hoping in 3 years to be where they're at right now. And as a community, I think that's something that we're trying to like level between where we're at and where Manchester is right now, and where Brattleboro and Wyndham is right now, and where Arlington is right now. So this is another, you know, kind of step in kind of moving in that direction.
Mike, how did you, that hidden base, how did you calculate the increase over the 3 years in that? In other words, you've gone from 33.2 to 34.
Well, I think what we did was try to come up with the 3.5%. We did that as our goal of overall total, not 3.5 plus step. We wanted to say what's the percentage. It's again similar to looking at, you know, your budget financially, and people say, oh, we want to be at a 1% or 2%, like, so we set 3.5%. It's easy for us to then adjust back if you look at it and say, you know, this is the percentage that we think we can afford. then it's easy to kind of, kind of make adjustments. We use 3.5%. I believe in the first, I think prior to the salary settlement tentative agreement that we came up with, at a meeting in February, you guys were quoted as saying you had about 3% new money to put into salary. That was what we had written down, 3% new money. This is 3.5% new money, but I do think that the healthcare, I mean, there was give and take going on with that. I think with us, and I know that we've talked about this, there's savings for us, there's savings for you guys as far as the healthcare goes. So we thought putting a 3.5% proposal for new money was fair, and we can certainly, negotiate and talk, but that was where the base came from,
Okay.
the set percentage, as opposed to set the base and then figure out where it goes from.
What were I think there were 4 districts you mentioned, Manchester.
Yeah, so
And-
the data that we have, the Battenkill Valley, which is Arlington, right now, as of 2016, 2017, starts at 39,439 and maxes at 73,356. The BRSU, which is Floodbrook, Manchester, like that, they start at 39,800 as of today,
Right.
and they max out at 72,18. And that's as of today. We're hoping to max out around there in 3 years, is what we're proposing. And then Wyndham, which is Leland and Gray, Jamaica, they start at 40,486, and they max at 72,170 as of right now. And then the last one was the Twin Valley, as of right now, start at 38,79, and they end at 70,160. So I think for us, and then Brattleboro ends at 72,708. So everyone's over, the 72,000 threshold as of right now, like except for Twin Valley, and that's as of 2016, 2017. So that's where, like, we're playing catch up, I think, a little bit right now, and I think with some savings to be had in the healthcare, side of things, that there is some wiggle room kind of as far as this goes.
Mike, if I could ask a question.
Yeah.
You cited those 3 different or 4 different school districts and their starting rates, but you have ignored the fact that they cap out at 15 years, 16 years in all 4 of those districts, which is what our proposal is, and your proposal does not include that. So you're proposing to just keep moving people up each year?
Well, you're going to max out at the top step.
The other ones max out at year 15.
Right.
For bachelor's only, BRSU maxes at 14, Wyndham at 8 years, BVSU at 11.
So I don't have that. That's information I didn't have. We're looking to kind of, we're not looking to add any, we're looking to add steps once, as we take, so we're not adding any more to the point of maxing out. But I mean, I don't think we're discussing taking away steps as of this proposal. Yep.
Any other comments? I have hours after notes. It shows tabs.
So Mike, would you just, one of the things that we noticed when we were going through some of the other salary schedules the other districts have,
Yeah.
that certain areas with certain degree qualifications would max out.
Right.
You would max out. And that's one of the things that we were considering, certainly in terms of trying to encourage people to move ahead, as well as the financial aspect of it. So I'd just like to hear a little bit of your rationale for not including that in your proposal.
So, yeah, so we did talk about it, and we discussed it, and I am, of course, like, all for, like, the, taking courses and advancing and moving on, and, like, I've gotten my master's degree over the course of, like, so many years of working here as well. And it makes sense. We don't know, we discussed it, if it's fair to throw it at somebody in this, next year, or can it be like discussed and kind of like, I know in New York State, I think it's a 5-year, you have 5 years in which to do it. We talked about how, like, how just like, oh, by the way, next year, yeah, like that.
Tell people now that this is coming, so that in a sense, they have 3 or 5 years to know and undertake that process. We wouldn't then be opposed to it, but all of a sudden saying to someone, slamming the door in someone's face and saying, yep, you're done.
I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be moving along. You get that. We just don't know that, like, having it could be something written into the contract that says at the end of this contract, or whatever, 3-year, 4-year cycle.
But we did include a certain stipend for those people that were frozen within that given step.
Right, we saw that,
Yeah,
and
so it isn't as if we were just proposing cutting them right off.
right, but it wasn't going to be like what was expected, I think, of them. Like, if you're thinking you're, moving along. So that was just, we weren't opposed to it. I personally am all for, like, advancing and moving and, getting, getting the degree. We just think, can it be discussed and then, like, kind of factored in, saying in 3 years, in 4 years, whatever that is, rather than saying, oh, next year this is what's kicking in.
Additionally, that in New York State is a state requirement, not a district requirement.
Excuse me?
It is a state requirement
right.
to have a master's degree within 5 years.
To
in
maintain
New
your
York.
teaching license, that is not a requirement here in Vermont.
Right, rather than a district's decision.
But they have to get that within 3 years or they don't teach anymore.
5.
That's 5 years.
Is it 5 now?
Yeah, 5.
Okay,
It's been 5.
okay, didn't know.
No, that's what it, so they're given, and they know that when they go in, that they need to get their master's in 5 years.
Okay.
So that's what we're kind of asking for, is in a sense, a similar thing, is let people know now that in 5 years, you would like them to have that. Or to be,
Right, yeah,
that
just
they
kind of
would be
grandfather.
frozen if they didn't have that.
I think
So graduated in.
what we would, is there any other member here have any more questions? And then we can go back and caucus a little about
Yep.
this, and then we can come back and talk about some other things as well. Does that make sense to people? Steve, does that make sense to you? We will try to get back here by quarter on.
Okay.
At least we'll let you know that we're not going to be here by then.
As you know, we got this tonight.
Yep.
We've got a couple different issues going on here simultaneously. One is the dollar amount, but then the other is the methodology, is how those dollars are allocated to teachers. And so we are going to continue to have discussion, and we will in fact have a proposal, but the next session we have is June 12th, and it is with Ira LaBelle.
Right.
So you'll receive, we will, when we get together for mediation, and I don't know how many of you have attended a mediation with Ira.
I have.
But,
Couple.
okay, we'll probably be in separate rooms most likely, and he'll talk to each of us, initially just to get some sense of where things stand. But we will be prepared to share with him a response to your salary proposal.
Okay.
So that that may be the first thing that you will receive in terms of where we are. And
Okay.
then Ira will try to work his magic
Okay.
and see if we can, get the agreement.
Were we looking at 4 o'clock? Was that what the tentative time, or is that?
3,
We were going to shoot for 3. I don't know if that's possible for you folks.
What day of the week is it? What day of the week?
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
They're not done till 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
And we'll say 4.
Oh, it's a half a day?
Pretty sure
Oh,
that week
it's
is a half a day.
It's not for me, it's for the BSD.
BSD, you guys are.
We
half
could
day.
do 3:30, like, we start our meetings at 3:30, so if you wanted, if we wanted to meet in the middle, or we could
Well, I'll
do.
tell you what, I'll ask Ira to be here at 3, and he could meet with the board,
Yep.
and then you're
Meet with
here
us
at
at
3:30.
I can be here. at
Is
3.
3:30 okay, Karen?
Yeah, I can
Because
work
if not, I was going to say, we could ask to get you, for half an hour, we ought to be able to get you out.
No, he'll be fine with that,
Okay.
yeah.
You can get out for half an hour.
I say we ought to be able to get
Right?
you out for half an
You
hour.
cannot get out for a half hour? I don't even have to ask him.
Yep.
And as you know, with any mediator, but with Ira, if we're making progress, he will tend to keep people at the table.
Yep.
Until he determines that we're not making any progress. So you should not assume that it will be, 2 hours or, whatever. It may be,
Yep.
No, right, we're,
but
you're in for the
But
long
be
haul.
prepared for it to be late.
Yes.
Yes,
Is that what you're
The
saying?
union will
Okay.
buy you dinner.
Yeah.
And, I would also suggest, because I've been going over this with my folks, any other issues that you have in the contract that have not been addressed by TA at this point, we'll want to see if we can get the complete contract resolved
Yep.
with him here. Not, because in my experience is that if we get salary and health insurance resolved, it may make a resolution of some other things a lot easier, but we'll see.
Yep. So we'll bring that forward to Ira at 3:30 on the 12th, is what you're, like, those,
Yeah, we-
like, the other things that were, yep.
Can I ask one clarifying question? I don't know, because you'd said the dollar amount, the questions you had were a dollar amount and how the funds were allocated. Can you just clarify, as far as allocation goes, what you, like?
Well, I mean, who gets those dollars? And so, for instance, in our proposal, there were different dollar amounts going to some different people. Okay, for instance, our step 20 was not a full step. Okay, that's dollars. That's how it's allocated. Okay, in our proposal, there were not full step dollars going to certain people in the bachelor's columns in the red cells. That's allocation.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify what you meant by that.
Yeah.
Thank you, because that helps us to look back.
Yeah, because, as I say, it's not just, I know that in one negotiation some years ago, Norm, well, and actually many times, Norm would say, you just tell us how many dollars you're willing to give us and we'll decide where they go. And the school board, look at, well, wait a minute, we're looking at who's around the table, and we actually think there's some other people in the bargaining unit that need to get those dollars. And so it's not just a question of how many dollars are we willing to spend, but it's also at what, position in the hiring to seniority does that dollar, do those dollars get spent? Based on the needs of the district.
Amy, that take care of you?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Are there any other issues that should be brought before? Ask for motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
And a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Very good.
All right, thank you, guys.